Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you may have noticed, just had a new fresh haircut this morning, and to be honest, I can't believe it's almost 10 o'clock. I've already done my run, which, I did a video the other day about the importance of fitness. Dropped my daughter off to nursery, went and got a haircut, and literally back now, and it's like already 10 o'clock. So I just can't believe where the day's gone. Got a really busy day ahead as well. So today, I just want to talk about, before I crack on with editing another wedding video, I just want to talk about the essential equipment that you'll need for filming weddings. The list is still quite long, but just want to give you some essential items and some quite obvious ones. And then it's down to you to decide on how much you want to spend on the equipment, because some of it's not cheap. I'll break it down into two parts, like visual, video, and audio. So the first is you obviously need a camera body. Now I film weddings on my Canon C200. I'm looking to get a few Canon C100s as sort of my B and C cams, but we'll just talk about like the one camera you might need. I personally love the Cine range, so you could always pick up a second-hand Canon C100. They are still, even though the C100s only do HD, especially if you're starting out, I don't even offer at the moment 4K delivery. I still just produce everything in HD. The picture quality that you get with the C100 and C200 in HD is unbelievable. So if you were looking to get a great first camera, I highly recommend the C100. It's got its built-in ND filters, just everything inside and the picture quality is just great. But there are always other options. So, I actually use this as a B cam at the moment. This is the 6D Mark II. Sometimes used for vlogging, and you use it in other places. But I know the Sony A7 IIIs, they are very, very popular at the moment. So there are some cheaper alternatives which give, obviously, again, great quality video. So you don't have to go down the Canon Cine range at all. Like I said, there are a lot of other cheap options. So first thing you need is the camera body, but it's useless without a lens. So lens. If I had to choose one lens, personally, I wouldn't choose this one. This is the 16 to 35. I would always choose a zoom lens. If you're looking to spend a lot of money on lenses, I wouldn't go prime at the moment. My favourite, I'm going to do a video on this one, is the 24, which I'm filming on now, which is the 24 to 70mm lens. I just find that has everything you need when on the wedding day. You could be on 20, if the room's tight, you could be on 24mm. If you're at the front filming the bride and groom, or if it's at the back, 70, you can zoom in nice and tight. And then my style is quite candid. I like to be in the background through the rest of the day and the speeches, so you can be at the back of the room, you can be quite far away from people, be on the 70mm, and just get some cracking shots with that. So now let's talk about camera support. So we've already discussed your camera body that you need and your lens. Camera support. Now I recommend, if you're on one camera, a monopod. This one's great. This is the MANFROTTO one. All the kit that I use is on my kit.com, but I'll put a few in the link in the description below. This is the MVM-X Pro 500. Great monopod. This is my go-to. So like I said, essential equipment. So you've got your camera, your lens, and then you'll be on the monopod. You can still get great stability. And the best thing I like about it is that it's mobile, so you can quickly move from one side to the other at the ceremony or to the back of the room, and then just get it nice and steady straight away. But then for the rest of the day, I'm hardly on the I sort of switch between the monopod and the Glidecam. So the fourth thing, essential equipment that you need is some sort of gimbal or stabiliser. To be honest, I love the Glidecam. Once you get used to it, and I think about a year ago I did a little review on Glidecam versus sort of gimbal, and I just love it. Literally, there's no setting up time. I literally chuck it in the back of the car. I've got this Manfrotto quick release plates, so I literally just slide my camera on, lock it into place, do a few adjustments, make sure it's nice and balanced, and then I use this. So I might have used this in a bit of bride prep, sort of get the camera movement shots that I like, especially with like the dress shots and things. Then go sort of bride prep again. I am on the monopod as well. And then what I like to do after the ceremony is, so usually I'll be on the monopod, then they're signing the register. That gives me time to quickly get the camera on to the Glidecam, stand at the back of the room, and as they're walking back down the aisle, I just come back. I've usually got the photographer next to me as well, so we both sort of, we discuss it, sort of shots we want, so we're not in each other's shots, and literally just come straight back. And then it's usually there's some sort of confetti straight after, so straight away I'm on that, sort of getting nice movement shots of guests sort of saying congratulations to the couple. So when it comes to video and stability, they are the four things you need: camera body, lens, monopod, and some sort of stabilizer. Now, the next biggie of essential equipment that you need is to cover all your audio. So you could, but I wouldn't, just use your camera. So that I've got a Rode mic, shotgun mic here, so I could put that onto my Canon C200, or you could put one of these onto like your DSLR or your mirrorless camera, which I do that anyway as backups, because I've done some other videos, especially when I talk about audio gear. I back up my backups. But for essential equipment, if you are just starting out, make sure you have a decent bit of audio equipment on your camera. But what you need to remember is those sort of shotgun mics, they follow wherever you point it. That's where the audio source is mainly coming from. So if they're doing their vows and you cut to a shot of the mother of the bride sort of crying, you're going to hear a change in the audio. So what I use is, let me find it now, some sort of lapel mic. And this is fantastic. It's the Zoom F1 field recorder, which I have done, again, another video on. Use these stickies, and these are great because literally you stick them. This is literally my go-to now. Stick the sticky on the inside of the jacket of the groom. You can't see it in photos or your video, and honestly, that will pick up the registrar, the vicar, the bride, everything that's going on. I've even done a video on the perfect settings that I use, which literally in post you might want to do a few little tweaks, but hardly anything. I know a lot of people use the Sony, the Sony TX650s. They're very popular at the moment. They can literally slide into the pocket of the groom's jacket. So again, if you were going to buy one bit of equipment that's going to, for the ceremony, some sort of lapel mic on the groom. And this is essential, so you definitely need that. But like I said, you always want your backup. So my first point about talking about the camera as an audio source is if that failed, you've always got your camera. Now the next bit of equipment is I highly recommend the Sony, the Zoom H5, or you can even get the H6. And again, I would never turn up to a wedding without this. This is used for bride prep, groom prep. If they've got any notes, just stick it in front of them, get it nice as close as possible. I don't bother putting the Zoom lapel mic on them. I literally just get that nice and close. Then when it comes to the ceremony, I usually have this sort of on the table in front of them. Or if there's no table, sort of as close as you can, hiding it somewhere. And obviously pointing the mic sort of towards the couple. When it comes to the speeches, you can either plug straight into the soundboard, which again, surprise, surprise, I've got a video on that, showing you sort of how I use it. But again, when it comes to that, if the like where they're having the reception, if their microphones start running out of battery or they don't turn them on, you're not going to get anything from the soundboard. So sometimes I just leave it on the table in front of the groom, or if they're all going to stay to one side doing the speeches, pick it up there. And then you need, so I'm telling you this is all going to add up quite expensive, but you know, you use them over and over again and they last for years. You need some sort of backup audio recorders. I use these Olympus. I've had these for years now. I am looking to upgrade these to the Zoom H1s. I just love the brand Zoom. I have it all for all my audio recorders. So with these, I have 3 of these, and I put them again on the top table for the speeches, and I have a couple of these dotted around the room in the ceremony as well, just as the backup, or a bit like I had a wedding 2 weeks ago. They're a string quartet, so I put one of these in front of them, picked up the audio off them quite nicely. So again, so let's add that up. You've got your camera audio one, you've got your Zoom field recorders. You can have one of them as well. I actually have 2. I always sometimes put one on the registrar or vicar as well. But you need at least one of those. You need your Zoom H5 or your H6. And then you can have, I would at least have 2 of these, because when it comes to the speeches, you know, you can always, there's usually 3 people doing speeches. So you could either have, you can mic up the groom with your F1, you could have your H5 into the soundboard, then you have 2 of these sort of in front of the father of the bride and the best man, because they're the usual people who do the speeches. Or at the ceremony, if they've got readings, you put one of these on the table where they're going to do readings. So you always need a couple of these. Or you could go down the Sony TX650s, and you know, you could buy 3 of those. So in the ceremony, one clips onto the groom. Then when it comes to the speeches, you could clip one onto all the readers. And then maybe have a Zoom H5 as your backup. So I'm just giving you some options here on the essentials, but it does, when I say essential, it's not just like one of. Sometimes you do need a couple of these, because weddings is a live event. Anything can happen. Someone can all of a sudden just want to start saying a speech, so you need to be prepared. But you definitely need a few different audio recorders when filming weddings. So I hope again you've learned something. If you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button. I'm really pushing my YouTube channel now, trying to get out at least 1 or 2, mainly 2 videos a week. mainly wedding related, but sort of any video production, because that's what I do. So yeah, please smash that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.